So you're looking at the policies and procedures, and what is at the top of your mind at the moment, because there's so much publicity about it, is whistleblowing, and whether you need to take any steps to protect patients, staff and the organisation. Well, the first step you need to take is to make sure that you have got a policy in place, that it is clear, that it is simple, and that it explains what people have to do and who they can speak to about any issues about patient safety, for example, that they need to raise. And make sure that the whole of the organisation understands where they can access that procedure, and that if anybody is a whistleblower, they will not be subject to a detriment or be picked on or bullied or harassed by anybody within the organisation for legitimately raising issues in good faith at an early stage internally within the organisation. So you've got a huge group of staff and you need to get your message over and communicate what your vision is. Well, first of all, the CCGs are at an exciting place. They can have a new vision about how health is going to be delivered. So the first thing that they need to do is decide what that is and think about what channels are they going to use to communicate that to staff. And communicate in particular what they're going to deliver for patients, which is the new opportunity that's in front of everybody. But of course, PCT staff who've come from big organisations are used to more traditional channels of communication. They're used to communicating, for example, about staff issues through joint consultative committees at which trade unions play a large part. So is that something that you would want to continue? Has a trade union recognition agreement come over, for example, under TUPE? Have you ascertained whether or not that is the case? Do you want to persist with that arrangement, or do you want to have some different kind of arrangement in place? And obviously, a dialogue with the staff about these issues is very important. But what is important is, in order to communicate both about patients and staff in a larger organisation, you can't rely on informal methods. You will need to have some policy or structure in place that enables that dialogue to take place. So you've looked at your policies and procedures, and you may find that the equality and diversity policy from a GP practice, for example, looks a bit thin, concerned with compliance, whereas in fact what you will probably be aware of is that there is a public sector equality duty, and the duty under that policy is to be proactive. It actually is that you must promote equality, gender equality, disability equality. So this is something you should investigate, perhaps in dialogue with the CSU or with people who've come over from the PCT who will be more familiar with this more proactive, active addressing of equality issues that the CCG will have to adopt in future.